I lived through a tragedy that deeply unbalanced me. It happened in our family on December 30th, 2008. My 15-year-old niece, who was under my care, took her own life. I see two aspects. One positive, which is Jesus in my heart, absolves me of the guilt I carry. But there's also a negative aspect that often prevails, which is the result of my illness, which affirms to me that the blame for her death is mine. I feel the desire to go to the same building where she judged herself and repeat the same insanity. But thanks to Jesus and the work the Lord has done in my life, I lack the courage to displease God, and I do not want to sadden him with this lack of faith. So that the Lord may better understand my feeling of guilt, I will speak to you affectionately and briefly about my niece, Tatiana. She speaks of the girl, that she was a very special, very sweet girl, and that unfortunately, she fell into this absurdity of wanting to die, right? And she is experiencing a terrible aggravation, which is she is accused in the police investigation by her boyfriend, by Tatiana's boyfriend, of being the one to blame because of the curfew she imposed on their relationship. The boy claims that the girl was unhappy with this. The judge closed the case as there was no concrete evidence against the mentioned aunt, who is me. Father, the feeling I have is that Tatiana's whole life was pushed into an abyss, and I gave the final push. That's what kills me every day. My daughter, do not allow this to happen. We cannot enter the heart of the one who has passed away, and we cannot know the reasons. One thing is certain, it's foolish to think that your niece would kill herself because you set curfews for her relationship. No, unfortunately, my daughter, our young people are arriving. You yourself were saying that she ended up in your hands precisely because of a difficult story that this girl already had. A child is like a house. If the foundation isn't good, it won't stand for long. That's how it is. You took this girl at a certain moment in life when you could no longer interfere with her foundations. It is very difficult for us to provide a life structure to someone who arrives completely unstructured. I'm not saying it's impossible. It is possible to help provide structure to someone who has never had it, but it will be much harder. And here, my friends, I extrapolate the conversation to speak to those of you who have children. Be careful. Be careful with what you are offering this child. Be careful with the home you're putting under this child's feet. All that you offer today will be decisive for the future. As a young person, as an adult, as an elderly person, we become who we are not by chance, but as the result of all the influences we receive. We are born and already start receiving these influences. And we need to fight hard for our home to be a place where people can truly be prepared. Human beings need to be prepared. We can't handle life just any way. We need structure. And to love is precisely to lend this structure. It is to grant the other the possibility of growing, of not wanting to die, right? Because suicide is slow, no one jumps from 1 hour to the next. The reasons gradually undermine our hearts. I remember the story of a young man in Taubaté, already in the last year of medical school, who was found dead, hanging from a rope. Imagine, a guy with his future ahead in the last year of medical school suddenly appears hanging there months before graduation. That rope isn't tied overnight. That rope is tied gradually. And if we don't take care, we also tie a rope around our neck. Living is the experience of condemning or saving. Living is the experience of accepting condemnation or accepting salvation. It passes all the time through the path of others, but it also passes through ours. Today we experience situations that condemned us or saved us. It's like adding or removing a segment of rope. Everything depends on the choice, on the selection we make. Life needs to be sifted, just like the prospector does. He takes that pile of dirt in a sieve and sifts it slowly until he sees if there's a precious stone or not. If there isn't, he throws everything away and starts over. We continue tomorrow in the next video. Complete conference links in the description.